Hey guys, my name's Aaron, and like you, I'm preparing for the probable doom our country may enter in the near future. And part of that preparation involves building traps. Now, there are a ton of different traps: deadfall traps, snares, pitfalls, baskets, cage traps, and there's a ton of YouTube tutorials on how to build all of them. But you know what there aren't a lot of? Predator traps. Predator traps. Like Predator the movie traps, or guides on how to build them. For those of you unfamiliar with Predator, it's this movie from 1987 starring Arnold Schwarzenegger as Major Dutch, who's the leader of a special forces group of guys comprised mostly of bodybuilders. And they've basically been sent out to the jungle to kill this predator who happens to be this alien species who specializes in hunting creatures from around the universe. They've actually been on planet Earth for a couple hundred years, you find out in a later movie. They've also even bred species specifically for hunting, like aliens, Sigourney Weaver type aliens. Anyways, that's a lot of other movies down the road. Fun fact, Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally supposed to play Predator, but when they stood him up side by side against this group of bodybuilders, he appeared too small. Instead, the 7-foot tall Kevin Peter played Predator. Yeah, that's for real. Which is rather unfortunate, since it would have been awesome to see Jean-Claude Van Damme spinning back kick Arnold Schwarzenegger. In any case, by the end of the movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the only one left standing. Everyone else has been killed, and he's lost all of his weapons except for a spear, a bow that he made, and I believe a torch. To avoid copyright infringement, I'm going to use these mini-mates to basically show you what happened in this last scene. So as you can see, Arnold uses these primitive weapons to basically maim Predator, but eventually he's down, crawling half injured through the mud to a place that he's previously built this deadfall trap that he hoisted into the air using his giant muscles and I think some vines. Anyway, as you might imagine, it really doesn't work that way, so I'm going to show you how you can essentially build a deadfall trap that's actually that big. That is not a YouTube tutorial I've seen before. Here's some basic things you might need. You're going to need a pulley, some paracord, and then a hook screw would be pretty helpful. What? You can carry a 100-pound submachine gun through the jungle with a backpack full of ammo, but you can't carry an extra pulley? Preppers are going to be like, you got to build it all natural. It's ridiculous. Bring these extra items. It's not a big deal. Now I'm going to show you essentially what you have to do. Show you eventually what the trap looks like. Actually, paracord behind me, but you can't see it. The camouflage paracord is probably most useful, right? Kind of a no-brainer. So I'm going to show you what you do. Alright, so here's what the trap looks like, fully loaded. Kind of hard to see, but there's a pulley above this huge log. It's about 25 feet up in a tree. We're just down here in my garden. Seems like as good a place as any to build a predator trap. Obviously you wouldn't want to leave it so much out in the open. You'd want to essentially set it up in a corridor where you could lure a predator to it. Alright, here's the deadfall I found. It's literally just this giant log. Big spear point on the end. If you have an eye hook screw with you, might be helpful. Attach the paracord. And of course that paracord goes all the way up to a pulley. Can't really see it from this angle. On the other end, you're just going to have a simple stick. Alright, you're going to use that to hoist it via the pulley into the air. So the most important part of this trap, really of any trap in general, is the trigger mechanism. Essentially I took a couple screws, Put them in some trees that were side by side. Took a big limb, laid it across both of those. Took the one end of the cord that's attached through the pulley to the deadfall log, used a stick to haul it into the tree, and then that stick is the main trigger. That trigger is looped over that one log that goes between the two trees, and then it's braced with a smaller stick in between another tree behind it. There's not a tree behind it like there is out here, right? It's just a lot of walnut trees out here, so it worked pretty easily. You can just bang a stick in the ground, and essentially this trigger stick right here is just bracing this stick that's attached to the deadfall log. And then of course this stick right here, this bracing, is attached to a tripwire. Alright? And this is called a toggle release switch. Toggle release mechanisms over there essentially used some hemp as our tripwire. I used another branch in the ground to where I could change the angle of the tripwire so that it would be directly beneath the deadfall log. And then if we apply enough pressure right here, then we should get a release of that toggle switch, which should cause that bad boy to fall down to the ground, thus impaling the predator. To avoid copyright infringement.
Come on! Come on! Come on! Kill me! Do it!
What? You thought I was gonna walk in front of it? No, we're gonna use the stick, pretend like it's a predator. Not too heavy, walking across the tripwire. See if we can get it to work. Boom. Boom. Yeah. Alright. Well, if you guys want to see other traps like this, just let me know. Thought about maybe making one with a real crossbow that actually squeezed the trigger at a particular, targeted a particular area. Let me know if you guys have any ideas, maybe other movies, whose traps you want me to build. Thanks.